Joseph, welcome back to the Apex. Welcome to Fight Week. How you feeling? Just a few days away from your fight.
Yeah, feeling great. Good to be back here in the Apex. It's like a home away from home for me.
And, second run at the UFC, you were here before, you learned some things, you went away, you came back, you went through the tough program, got the championship there. How has life changed since you got that? And how is this second run at the UFC going to be different than the first run?
Life didn't really change that much. I get recognized at the gas station now, so that's cool. But nothing crazy, I'm still the same person, and I think the only thing that really changed in camps is I'm working hard, and just staying in shape and staying healthy.
Was that, obviously you worked hard the first time around, but are there lessons? What's the biggest lesson that you took from your first run, getting the opportunity to come back? Are you grateful? Maybe that's not the right word, but do you treasure the moments differently than you did the first time around?
Yeah, I feel like a big thing like that we learned on the show and that Chill kind of like instilled in us is just be in the present moment wherever you are, and that's something that like I was practicing a lot when I wasn't fighting and when I got cut from the UFC is just to be present. Like when whatever you do, if you're in practice, you're 100% in practice mentally, and then if you're out of practice, like enjoy whatever you're doing, like being with my sons or my wife, and then I'm gonna enjoy that, and not thinking about what I have to do next. Like, just take it one step at a time, and it's the same thing in a fight. Take it 30 seconds, 10 seconds, however short you need to, but live in the fight.
You mentioned the gas station. What's the weirdest place you've been recognized?
I was at In-N-Out, and I was eating, and I was about to take a bite, and this guy comes over and he's like, "Hey, like, you fight in the UFC?" And I said, "Yeah, I fought." And he's like, "Dude, great fight." So my son, he just tells me I'm famous, and I try to tell him like, "No, we're not famous. Like, just because you were on TV for that short amount of time does not make us famous." Like, he's like, "Yeah, but you get recognized," and so like his thing is like, "Man, if I do good at football or if I win my jiu-jitsu tournaments, like I'm gonna get recognized." And I tell him like, that's not why we do it, but it does happen. So he's more excited than I am to get recognized in those weird spots.
Well, I mean, even to that, how proud are you that you have done something with your career that your child wants to emulate that, and he's appreciating that. I think a lot of us didn't give our parents enough credit for the effort and the work that they did. You're already getting that appreciation. Yeah. That's got to feel pretty darn good.
100%, yeah. Like, and this is why I do these things. I don't fight for money. I fight for like the glory of it. Like I want to show that I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and for him to be proud of me no matter what. And you go in there and do your best. Like everything is for me, everything's a lesson. When I win, it's a lesson. When I lose, it's a lesson. So, taking it one fight at a time, and just I want to show him how to go after his goals. And he says he wants to be a professional athlete. I gotta lead by example.
When kids say they want to be an athlete, most parents have said they hope that they don't go into the fighting path. They hope they stay in other sports. But should your child ever decide that he wants to fight, would you back him up?
Yeah, so I have two boys. My first son, he's more of like the smart, intelligent. Like he doesn't like to be rough, but like he will. Like it takes a lot for him to kind of get going. I don't want neither one of my boys to fight. If they did, I'd 100% back them. But like, I wanted to let them know, like, this shit's not easy. Like, this is not an easy road. This is not an easy way to make a living, My oldest, thankfully, he likes football and wants to be a football player. So, I'm going to support him in that and, see how far he goes.
And looking at this fight, you talk one fight at a time. You're giving Schnell. What were your initial thoughts on him as an opponent? And where do you feel that he's dangerous? And what sort of stuff are you expecting from him this fight? It's on Saturday.
Schnell is a great opponent. He's dangerous everywhere. His striking is great. And, every fight he's been in has been like a bloody mess. And he's always in a good fight, no matter if he loses or if he wins. It's a tough fight. He always comes out, looking for the kill. So I'm excited for it because I got the same mentality. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to finish him.
I know. I'm sure you're happy to show a lot of heart, and standing out there, but do your kids watch the fights, and when they see dad get in a big bloody brawl, what are the talks afterwards?
Yeah, so my oldest son, he's been bugging me for a bloody fight since I left for the show. So, he's kind of been on my ass about it. He's like, yo, you got to make him bleed. You got to make him bleed. And I was like, look, dude, I'm going to win. That's what I want to do. If the blood happens, it happens. But he's been on, he was upset that I didn't have any blood in any of my fights on the show. As long as I'm not the one bleeding, I'm sure he'll be fine. I did take him to the Chicago fight. That was his first event ever going to see. Well, not first event ever going to see me, but first UFC fight. So that was pretty cool. But they're going to be at home this time. For me, I think the Apex is a little bit too personal, yep. And I don't want to be hearing him scream and stuff like that. So I know he's going to be cheering for me at home, and he'll be proud either way. But the Apex gets a little crazy. Keys
to the victory. What needs to happen to make sure that you get your arm raised on Saturday?
Just be the smart, intelligent fighter and trust my instincts. That's it. I'm gonna find the openings and also create the openings and capitalize on them.
Silly question. You're in different weight classes now, but looking back on your past opponents, would you ever envision a chance to run that fight back with Deiveson Figueiredo again at some point?
I would. That would be a great fight, but I don't see him getting down to 25s again. Yeah, that's a hard cut for him. He's a huge flyweight. Even when we fought over there, it's a different type of big.
Last couple ones for me. Goals for 2026. What sort of things are you hoping to get accomplished next year?
Next year, I would love to be in the rankings. I think that would be a great fight. I have this 3-year plan to have a title shot after 3 years or in that 3 years. So I definitely want to work my way up the rankings and take smart fights and put on good shows for the fans and for the UFC.
Last question outside of your fight. Recently, there's a lot of talk of fight fixing allegations and things of that sort of stuff. Does the UFC or does MMA have a problem with fight fixing, do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think they're making a bigger deal out of it than it is, and it's a select few of people. I hope it all gets sorted out, but I'm not really a fan. I'm not a gambler or anything like that. I've never put bets on fights or anything like that. That's kind of, for me, it's kind of like conflict of interest. If I was going to sports bet, it'd be on football, but I'd probably lose all my money, so I don't do it.
Well, it's got to be tough for you being an athlete, going out here, training really hard and putting your heart and effort, and then you have people that question whether a fight's real or not. Does that, I guess, upset you even more so, the people that did actually do that? And I know they, at that point, Dana's famously said, they'll go to federal fucking prison, but as well as bans. But, I mean, does that upset you that people possibly question fights now because some people have done that sort of thing?
Kinda, yeah. We work our fucking ass off. We put our life on the line. It's not like, we could die doing this. It's not anything to play with, and it's something that motivates me to be the best version of myself when I'm in there. I would never do that. And the integrity of the sport, we got to remember it's like martial arts. It's respect and discipline and hard work. The gambling part of it is kind of sketchy. So, I hope it all gets sorted out and, it'll work out.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
Just a couple for me. Follow up on the gambling thing. Obviously, you said you don't pay attention to it, but do your friends or people in your camp ever say like, "Oh, you're an underdog," or "You're a favorite here"? Or is it just completely out of your atmosphere?
So I tell them like, do not let me know. Do not message me about it. I don't want to know whatever if you're gonna do a parlay, don't ask me what fights you want me to do. Like, I'm not gonna be a part of it. That's a huge deal for me. Like, the integrity of the sport is important.
And then last one for me. You're such like a nice, soft-spoken guy. You just have this like chill vibe about you. But then your nickname Bopo, people talk about like that's your alter ego when you step into the gym and the octagon. Can you talk about like what that nickname means about and how you step into that Bopo when you're getting ready to fight?
Yeah. So the alter ego thing, Chill kind of created that for me. I'm always Bopo. Like, my mom calls me that. Like, my family calls me that. Like, you know, it's who I am. It's who I've been. It's a nickname that I got from childhood, so that sticks with me. But the alter ego of stepping into the cage, and I've learned that, you know, they talk about like the switch, when the switch goes on when you step in. Like for me, the switch is always on, and it's just dimmed. It's at a low level, and to be able to go in there and step up and turn the switch all the way up is a big part for me. But it helps me in training and just kind of focus, like that alter ego, like I said, being in that present moment, and who I am at that moment is Bopo. You know, I'll always be Joseph Morales, but I'm always going to be Bopo too. So the alter ego is pretty cool, and I was glad that Chill kind of gave that to me. Like, hey, when you're in practice, be this fucking guy. Don't be the other guy.
Awesome. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. That's it? Cool.
Thank you.